So something that you want to expand upon from last week or disagree with, provide a citation.
Wait, say that one more time?
Something that you want to expand upon from last week or disagree with. No?
Honestly, I don't really have much on that one. Not really.
I'm assuming Kramer wasn't part of our group last week, so you don't have to answer this one, good buddy. You're solid. Amber, you got anything you disagree with or want to expand upon?
Someone typing this, or do I need to type a response? Keep track of that.
If you want to, but I mean, yeah.
Were you in the class last week or just added to our group?
Yeah, I just got added to the class last Friday.
Oh, okay, yeah, then you probably don't really have to say much on these, especially.
Type it up. I don't care.
Amber, what's my phone? Anything you want to expand upon or disagree with?
It was something you said last week that I wanted to talk about a little more. It was when we were, I think it was like the first question or something about Ted Kaczynski's nurture versus nature, and we weren't really all in the same place on deciding which one it was. I found an article called "The False Dichotomy of the Nature-Nurture Debate," which I have a citation for whoever does the written thing. But it basically just talks about how for someone to have the gene from it, which means they inherited it from someone in their family. So one of Kaczynski's family members probably had the gene for that and they didn't know it because it didn't show up for them. Mm-hmm. So for it to have shown up for Kaczynski and not like his great grandmother or something, it would have had to been his nurture, like the stress and the isolation that was placed on him that made the gene show up for him, but not for someone else. So it really just reinforced that them really matter.
Okay.
I like that you found an article on it.
Okay.
But that is really interesting. I think that's very useful.
On to the next question, I guess. What are your thoughts on epigenetics and gene editing?
Honestly, I don't really know how I feel about, especially gene editing. Like,
you all know? You all know?
Else went first?
Amber, Kramer, you're on mute. There you go.
I didn't want.
You said what?
I was just trying to keep the sound down in the background, or my computer was too loud or anything.
Do you have any thoughts on genetic editing or epigenetics?
I have no idea. I do not have the questions in front of me at the moment. I'm trying to pull that up.
Okay, Amber?
Well, there was that one article we read this week about the guy who was genetically changing like embryos to prevent HIV later.
Yeah.
And I just, I don't really agree with that. I don't think that was a safe idea because there's other ways to prevent it that is less life altering.
So you're against genetic editing?
In that respect, in that regard, I would say, yeah.
Well, I think it could be used in a good way.
I think that, like, it's just, like, I feel like things should just, like, let it be. Like, I don't think we should be literally editing our own genes. And sort like I feel like yeah, it could be in some cases, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. I also don't like hear that many cases on just like I feel that it's actually going to be beneficial, and it's rather just them. I don't know how to explain this to make it make sense, honestly.
Okay, Kramer, you seem like you're a strong, how you say, advocate for being against gene editing. What do you feel is wrong with it?
Yeah, I was just saying, I was trying to expand upon Amber's thoughts on that. Just saying in that regard to what she was talking about, preventing something that can already be prevented. Do that.
So do we feel like gene editing is unlawful or unmoral, like unethical?
I would say it's more unethical, but go ahead.
You would say it's unethical, Amber?
I would have to agree with that.
And Mackenzie, you agree too?
Definitely.
Let me pose a question to y'all real quick. What do you feel makes gene editing unethical?
For me personally, I'm just like I understand there's situations, like I said, that it could potentially be beneficial for whatever reason it's being edited for. But at the same time, like we're not like just kind of like I don't know. I just feel like things should kind of just be like just let it be. Like there's other ways to find to just wait. Hold on, let me collect my thought for a second. There's other ways to find preventatives for whatever reason that they're wanting to do it for, if that makes sense.
Okay. Amber, why do you feel like it's unethical?
Well, in the case that we had to read about specifically with the HIV testing, the guy who did the study didn't really explain to the parents what it was. The contracts were kind of, they like went around the point of it. So I don't know if they understood what they were signing up for entirely. And that feels unethical. But I feel like it could be done properly if you really explained it and if you knew like a child had the potential to develop a cancer, then you could prevent it. With HIV. There's other ways to go about it that I don't think it had to be done in that case.
Okay, and Kramer?
Made how it were made, and probably just goes against more religious beliefs than anything.
Oh,
that's probably the popular
your reason
opinion.
My bad. Your reason for it being unethical, it falls more into your religious beliefs. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I would just say we're made how we're made. I don't know why. We need to edit that or mess with it.
Okay. Listen, on to the next question then, guys. Is free will real or a myth? This is a good one. Is free will real or a myth? Kramer, what do I think?
Yeah, you sound excited about this one.
Cause it's interesting. It depends on your viewpoint. Like Kramer being religious, so I would, if we was looking at it from a religious aspect, I feel like free will is a myth. It's a lie.
Why do you feel that way?
Cause
I'm not saying like, oh, you shouldn't, but I'm just like asking. Like,
I understand what you mean, but it's like, since God, if we really looking at it from like I said, from a religious perspective, God knows our every move, right? So he already knows what we're gonna do. Is it really free will if somebody all-seeing and omnipotent and omniscient and all of that can already tell what you're gonna do before you do it? It's not really free will. It's more like he set the script and you're just following with it and assuming it's free will. That's how I view it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, you have a good point.
Amber, you got any thoughts on that?
I agree with that a lot. I wonder if free will is like the small decisions you make every day, like if you choose to sleep in 5 more minutes, or you choose to show up to your job, or if it's just overall the plan for your life that you can't really get off of, like you have to follow it because it's
preordained. Mackenzie, thoughts?
No, honestly, I agree with both of you. I feel like it is more of a myth. I mean, honestly, you kind of like put it in a different perspective for me with your explanation, which I mean, I already thought more as a myth, but like definitely hearing your side of or what you explained, like I can honestly agree with it.
Okay, Kramer.
Yeah, it's definitely there's a predetermined outcome, I would say. At the same time, we still feel like we have to do whatever. But it's already predetermined.
You said my bad. You went quiet. I think something's on your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Is that better?
Not really.
Still quiet?
So just repeat the last couple of things you said.
I just said that there's a predetermined outcome for everything, but I think that, I mean, we don't know what that predetermined thing is. So yeah, I mean, we do have to a certain point free will to do whatever we do. It does change what's going to happen, but
I mean, yeah, it doesn't.
We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
We don't know what's going to happen, but the one above us knows what's going to happen. He already preordained our lives. Therefore, it's kind of hard to say that we actually have free will. It's like telling a video game character he has free will knowing he's on the set path. You feel me?
That's like
That's a real interesting character. That's a real, how you say, question. That's a real interesting question. What's the next one? Can you think of any thoughts or behaviors that are no longer adaptive? Amber, Kramer.
Wait, can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
You're good. Can you think of any thoughts, behaviors that are no longer adaptive?
Oh.
Oh, we're all stuck. Oh, this. Oh, we're all stuck. Amber,
No,
you go first. Amber, don't be shy.
I've had a hard time actually thinking of some examples besides the ones that he talked about in his lecture, like hunter-gatherer and aggression, that we don't really have to use anymore because food is more accessible to us. But that's really it.
Kramer?
I'm typing out.
You said, huh?
I'm typing. I'm trying to type up the last question. So that's what you can come back to me.
Mackenzie?
Honestly, I can't think of any of like my own personal. I'm like not all the way here mentally today, but I just like cannot think of like any of my own personal examples of what I think are adaptable.
Well, let's use the examples he discussed. Amber, you said hunter gatherer and what else?
Aggression.
And aggression. Let's expand upon those topics. I feel like hunter gatherer are still kind of used in today's society, but we just don't place as big of an importance on it. You know what I mean? Like we don't really realize that we're actually following the same set patterns that our ancestors used to follow.
Yeah.
Right. Like it probably looks a little different.
That's a little different, you're right. But like from how do I say it? From a societal point of view, the man is the money maker and the woman takes care of the household, right? That's basically reduced. How do I say it? It's basically when you reduce that down, that's basically what a hunter and a gatherer were. Somebody would go out and bring something home so everybody could eat, and then somebody would, how I say, gather little berries, grass, and stuff like that to make sure that the family stays solid in case the hunter couldn't find anything. So I feel like we still do follow those trends a little bit, just not even just a little bit more so that we follow those trends. We just don't realize how much we follow those trends until we actually look at it, sit back and think.
Yeah.
But on to the next question. I think we're almost at 15 minutes, so we can wrap this up. Anything else your group found interesting?
How long does it have to be? Like,
You
sorry.
said,
Just read the next question. I'm sorry.
10 to 15 minutes.
I didn't hear what you said, to be honest with you. Anything else your group found interesting during the week?
Honestly, I think, okay, this is gonna sound like very, I guess, vague, but honestly, I love psychology. Like, it's one of my favorite classes.
Yeah.
So I just like learning, just like every little thing that we learn. I find it just so interesting. It makes me, it like really challenges me. Like, it really makes me think sometimes.
Okay. Amber?
This week, back to the free will thing, I think. I don't remember which article it was in, but there was a really interesting part where scientists who believed that free will wasn't a thing found that people who also thought that were more likely to commit crimes or not show up to work because they didn't believe that it was their fault because their brain made them do it, or it was just part of their plan. But they kind of didn't want people to think that free will wasn't a thing if they were going to act like this, so they kind of thought about hiding it from them or being like, yeah, free will's a thing if it makes the people behave, but then ultimately they didn't want to lie to them. So I thought that was really interesting.
Okay. Kramer?
He just got added Friday.
Oh, he did just get added. But I mean, he's been here this week. So.
You guys are interesting. That's what I found out this week.
Oh.
Why? Okay, I guess they.
Editing's interesting. Eddie's an interesting dude.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
Man.
But like I was saying, I don't know. Free will is a very interesting topic. Very, very interesting. We all have different opinions on it. I think that about wraps up today's discussion.